my beautiful home enthusiasts, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are embarking on a deeply inspiring journey into the heart of autumn, where we will master the art of blending timeless vintage charm with the warm, inviting essence of fall. Our palette? The sophisticated and endlessly soothing combination of creamy neutrals and earthy, organic greens. If you're ready to transform your space into a sanctuary of cozy elegance, you are in the perfect place. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss our weekly inspiration. Before we dive into the details, let's establish our core philosophy for this seasonal shift. We are not merely decorating, we are thoughtfully curating an atmosphere. This approach is about intentionality, about selecting each piece not for trend but for feeling. It's the difference between a house that is dressed for autumn and a home that feels like autumn, a living, breathing entity that comforts and inspires. This mindful method is what elevates a space from simply styled to truly soulful. Let's talk about our foundational color story. Cream provides a warm, soft, and luminous neutral base. It's the cozy blanket upon which our narrative is built. Green, in all its earthy variations from sage to olive to deep forest, acts as the organic, grounding life force. Together, they create a dialogue between comfort and nature, elegance and ease. This pairing feels inherently vintage yet completely fresh, avoiding the typical oranges and reds for a more refined, lasting autumnal vibe that whispers rather than shouts. vintage elegance begins with your foundational furniture and textiles. Seek out pieces that whisper stories of the past: a cream-colored, slip-covered sofa with relaxed lines, a well-loved oak side table bearing the gentle patina of time, or a subtly patterned armchair in a faded botanical print. These items don't need to be perfect antiques, they simply need to possess character. They are the quiet, supportive actors that allow our smaller, seasonal details to truly shine and take center stage. Now, let's weave in the magic of texture, the unsung hero of coziness. This is where our palette comes alive through touch. Imagine a chunky, cream-colored knit throw casually draped over a chair, its bulky weave begging to be curled under. Visualize velvet green pillows, their soft pile catching the light, resting against a rough, natural linen sofa. Incorporate nubby wool, smooth-aged wood, and perhaps a worn leather book. This layered textural alchemy is what creates palpable, inviting warmth. Greenery is essential, but let's move beyond predictable stems. Forage for authentic, textural branches like deep burgundy dogwood, delicate dried fern fronds, or feathery grasses that nod to the meadow. Tuck them into simple ceramic vases in our cream and green palette. Consider a vintage-inspired potted olive tree or a collection of dried lavender bundles tied with jute twine. These organic elements are not just decor, they are a direct, beautiful connection to the changing landscape outside your window. As the days grow shorter, lighting becomes our most powerful tool for crafting ambience. Banish harsh overhead lights and instead create a symphony of soft, dancing glows. Utilize table lamps with cream-colored linen shades that cast a warm, diffused light. Cluster vintage-inspired pillar candles of varying heights on a tray for a flickering centerpiece. Don't forget fairy lights tucked inside a glass cloche or woven through a mantel display. This layered lighting approach is the very definition of a cozy evening. Your dining table is a prime canvas for our theme. Start with a base of a textural cream-colored runner or vintage lace tablecloth. Layer on natural woven chargers, green linen napkins tied with twine, and elegant cream stoneware. For a centerpiece, think low and lush, a collection of miniature pumpkins in sage green and cream, nestled amongst dried artichokes, candles, and sprigs of rosemary. This creates an atmosphere of understated, abundant hospitality, perfect for intimate gatherings. Open shelving and mantels are your opportunity to create miniature, curated vignettes. Practice the art of grouping in odd numbers. Style a stack of vintage books with green leather bindings, top them with a small cream ceramic vase holding a single dried branch, and place it next to an old brass picture frame. Leave intentional negative space to let each piece breathe. This thoughtful, layered curation tells a story and transforms a simple shelf into a focal point of intelligent design. Your walls deserve the same considered approach. Hunt for vintage oil paintings in gilded frames featuring pastoral landscapes or botanical sketches. Their muted tones will harmonize beautifully. An ornate, aged mirror with a mercury glass finish not only adds a touch of grandeur but also brilliantly reflects light and the cozy scenes within your room, making the space feel larger and more luminous. These pieces act as anchor points, adding depth and a sense of history to your walls. Do not neglect the transitional spaces, the small corner by a window, the space beside the stairs, the end of a hallway. These are opportunities for moments of surprise and delight. Place a petite, green velvet upholstered stool next to a stack of your favorite art books and a small, framed print. Add a miniature lamp or a single candle. These intentional nooks show that every inch of your home has been considered and loved, enriching the overall narrative of curated comfort. The ambience of a home is a multi-sensory experience, and scent is its invisible, yet powerful, layer. Move beyond synthetic plugins. Simmer a stovetop potpourri of cinnamon sticks, orange peels, and cloves. Invest in high-quality soy candles with notes of sandalwood, amber, and teakwood. Place a few drops of essential oil like cedarwood or bergamot on wooden reed diffusers. This fragrant welcome is the ultimate detail, instantly signaling to anyone who enters that this is a haven of seasonal comfort. Books are more than just reading material. They are textural, colorful, and soulful decor objects. Source old books with green, cream, and neutral toned spines from second-hand shops. Arrange them in stacks on your coffee table, sideboard, or shelves, using them as risers to elevate smaller items like a ceramic bowl or a small sculpture. This not only adds height and variation to your vignettes but also injects a layer of intellectual charm and personal history into your space. Introduce softness and movement through fabric. A heavyweight cream-colored curtain in a fabric like linen or velvet will frame your windows elegantly and provide insulation. Drape a subtly patterned green and cream throw blanket over the arm of your reading chair. Even consider switching out smaller accent rugs to one with a vintage-inspired pattern in our core palette. These fabric additions absorb sound, add warmth, and make the entire room feel more cohesive and intentionally designed. While our palette is organic, a touch of metallic can provide a beautiful counterpoint of elegance. Opt for unlacquered brass, aged pewter, or dark bronze over shiny chrome or gold. Look for vintage-style picture frames, antique-looking scissors for your vase, a tarnished silver tray for your candles, or drawer pulls with an old-world feel. These subtle metallic whispers catch the light from your candles and lamps, adding a sophisticated, timeless glimmer that feels earned, not ostentatious. Extend the theme into your kitchen, the true heart of the home. Display your most beautiful cream-colored pottery and stoneware on open shelves. Place a wooden bowl filled with green bosque pears, rustic artichokes, or those beautiful cream-colored mini pumpkins on the counter. Tie fresh herbs like rosemary and thyme into small bundles with kitchen twine and hang them from your pot rack. These simple, functional touches bring that cozy, vintage-inspired feel into your daily rituals. The most beautiful homes are those that tell the story of the people who live there. Weave your personal history into your decor. That vintage green glass bottle from your grandmother's house becomes a perfect vase. Your collection of sepia-toned family photos in cream matting finds a place on the wall. A found bird's nest from a walk can be displayed under a cloche. These artifacts add a layer of authentic nostalgia that no store-bought item can ever replicate. Your bedroom should be the ultimate sanctuary, and our palette is perfect for it. Dress your bed in layers of creamy, textural linens. Think a cable knit blanket, a matelass coverlet, or a soft cotton duvet. Add green velvet or lumbar pillows for a pop of organic color. On the nightstand, a simple vase with a few dried branches, a vintage lamp for reading, and perhaps a ceramic dish for jewelry complete this serene, elegant, and incredibly cozy autumnal retreat. entryway sets the tone for your entire home. Make it a warm and welcoming first impression. Place a vintage runner in a classic pattern on the floor. A simple wooden console table topped with a large mirror, a tray for keys, and a low arrangement of autumn foliage creates an instant sense of organized calm. A green wool coat thrown over a hook and a pair of well-loved boots tucked underneath add a lived-in, cozy charm that is both elegant and inviting. A core tenet of vintage-inspired decor is sustainability and creativity. Look at what you already own with fresh eyes. Can that clear glass vase be painted with a frosted glass paint for a milky, cream finish? Can you recover an old pillow in a gorgeous green fabric? Could you transform a thrifted picture frame with a coat of cream chalk paint? This process of repurposing is not only eco-conscious but also imbues your home with unique pieces that are truly your own. As you add each element, always step back and view your space as a cohesive whole. The magic of restricting ourselves to a defined palette of green, cream, and natural neutrals is that everything begins to work in harmony. There's a visual rhythm and calmness that emerges. The eye flows effortlessly through the room, catching on intentional details rather than clashing colors. This disciplined approach results in a space that feels professionally curated, deeply intentional, and profoundly peaceful. Every home needs a dedicated spot for quiet contemplation. Carve out a reading nook in a sunny corner or by the fireplace. A comfortable armchair upholstered in a neutral fabric, a super soft throw blanket in one of our signature colors, a small side table for your tea and books, and excellent lighting are all you need. This personal escape, styled with your curated vintage finds, becomes your daily retreat to unwind and immerse yourself in the cozy atmosphere you've so beautifully created. Autumn light is a photographer's dream, and it should be a home decor enthusiast's muse. Notice how the low, golden afternoon sun streams through your windows. Arrange your favorite chair to bask in it. Style your mantle so the setting sun highlights your cherished objects. Embrace the long shadows and warm glows. This dance with natural light is a fleeting, beautiful detail in itself, and designing your space to celebrate it is the mark of a truly thoughtful creator. Remember, these ideas are your inspiration, not a rigid rulebook. The true goal is to ignite your own creativity. Do you love a specific shade of green? Embrace it. Have a collection of blue and white pottery? Find ways to integrate a piece or two. Your home should be a reflection of your unique story and tastes. Use this green and cream foundation as a launching pad to create a space that feels authentically, beautifully, and cozily yours. And there we have it, my friends, a complete guide to infusing your home with cozy, elegant, and vintage-inspired fall touches using a sophisticated green and cream palette. From the foundational philosophy to the smallest sensory detail, I hope you feel inspired to curate a space that isn't just decorated, but truly loved and lived in. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, it truly helps the channel. I'd love to hear your thoughts and see your creations in the comments below. Until next time, happy decorating, and remember to make your home a haven.